you tell this to your camera, your TV man, your radio man, and you right there in the whole world. Instead of this to whoop me, I'll kiss his feet in the rain. I'm fall out of the rain on my knees, tell him he's the greatest, and catch the next jet out of the country. That's what I think about this.
Boxing insider Rick Glazer said he heard from several sources that Tank Davis is retiring. Speculation is Gervonta Davis is fed up with boxing. In just a second, I will explain what that means. And Rick Glazer thinks Tank Davis will retire till the money runs dry. Now, when we look at Tank Davis in the past 6 months, Tank Davis was supposed to rematch Lamont Roach. And it seems like that's going to fall through, okay? I don't want to fight Lamont Roach. I want to fight with Jake Paul, get a big bag, and retire from the game. But the problem with that is Tank Davis caught another domestic violence case. And Jake Paul being with MVP and he supports female boxing, that fight is off the table. Now Tank Davis is facing a situation, right? The walls are closing in, meaning there's no more cherries to pick. No more cherries that anybody will pay for. And what is Tank Davis' biggest fears? One of his biggest fears? Being knocked out and losing the fight. And I told y'all he's a lot like Tyson Fury. These guys do not come back from losing. They mentally break down. Even Calvin Ford and Leonard Ellaby explained to us, Tank is an attraction. We only like facing opponents that are tailor-made for Gervonta Davis. And of course, I'm paraphrasing, but that's kind of what Calvin Ford was saying. Now, I don't think Gervonta Davis is retiring. I'm not believing that yet. But I do think Gervonta Davis fears that he has to face live opponents. Lamont Roach, a lot of people thought he won the last fight. So I think Gervonta Davis has a little fear in his heart. He is hesitating to fight Lamont Roach again. Lamont Roach is chomping at the bit to get this fight again. It would surprise me if Gervonta Davis retired right now. But it wouldn't surprise me if he take an easier touch, like a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. We'll see what happens next. But Gervonta Davis does not want to face the fierce competition at 135. And the competition is just getting better with Vargas and Abdullah Mason on deck. Yeah, I see why he wants to retire. Brian Norman versus Devin Haney. Bob Arum, who is Brian Norman Jr.'s promoter, predicts knockout victory. I haven't picked the winner yet. It's still up in the air to me. The fight doesn't happen until November. But I'm feeling like Devin Haney picked this fight for a reason. And let me say this up front for the clips I play. I don't own the rights to that content. It's for educational purposes only. Here's Devin Haney talking about the fight.
First off, I want to thank Allah, alhamdulillah, for this opportunity. Another shot for me to become three-division champion. Brian Norman is just another guy, you know. I've been at this level for a long time. Brian Norman, this is his big moment. This is his first time here, and I'm here to show him that it's levels. I'm on a total different level than him, but I'm happy for this opportunity. I don't know nobody that he fought. He's never knocked out nobody at the top. And I know he's gonna say, oh, well, you're gonna be the first one. Yeah, okay, sound good. We've heard this before. But he's never done this at the highest level. I've been at the highest level for 7-8 years now.
I like Brian Norman. He seems like a nice kid. He's down to earth. He's not flashy. He's not Hollywood. He seems like he's a boxer for the working class man, right? Now, this fight depends on what Devin Haney we're going to see in November. Are we going to see the Devin Haney that fought Ramirez? That was shell-shocked from the beating he took from Ryan Garcia. And then it depends on Brian Norman. Some people like Teofimo, Devin Haney, they believe he is not seasoned enough. It's funny that T.O. brought that up because if you think about it, if T.O. really thought that, he would have took the fight. And we're going to see what Brian Norman Jr. is made of. We know he has heart. We know he has a big punch. He has a good chin. But we're going to find out about his boxing ability. Can he cut off the ring against Devin Haney? Because against Santillan and Sasaki, they were tailor-made for his style. And Devin Haney is a pure boxer. And he doesn't believe that Brian Norman Jr. is at his level, hasn't had enough experience, and the fighters he knocked out wasn't on his level. So November, we're going to find out a lot about Devin Haney. Is he back to where he was before the Ryan Garcia fight? And we're also going to see if Brian Norman Jr. could bring his boxing game to the next level and beat Devin Haney. Because I think he's going to have to box a little for the chance of a knockout.
You got a love for boxing.
Yes,
Who
love
gonna
boxing.
win the fight, man? That's coming up, the biggest
Crawford.
fight in boxing.
Crawford.
Huh?
Crawford. I'm not hesitating. Crawford. I'm not even hesitating. Crawford.
You
will
gonna stand on that all the way to September 13th?
I love Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo. Crawford will beat Canelo by decision. I can't see anybody knocking out Canelo Alvarez. But I do believe that if you can box and you can move, that you can beat Canelo. You can outpoint him.
That's right.
When I think about Canelo, one of the things that I don't like about Canelo, despite his greatness, and a neck as wide as Broadway for crying out loud.
Right.
It's like almost every shot has to be a power shot.
It's a power shot, yeah.
That's not beating Crawford.
Now, Stephen A. Smith is just a casual, but I can remember when this fight was rumored to happen, Stephen A. Smith was worried about Crawford going up 2 or 3 weight classes. All of a sudden, now he's picking Crawford to beat Canelo. Now, what I mentioned in my last video, Stephen A. Smith is not the only one. You have professional trainers and fighters that changed their picks. But my question to you is, could Crawford be the toughest challenge of Canelo's career? Now, we know Canelo is Crawford's toughest challenge of his career, but it could be the other way around. Well, according to Canelo Alvarez, Terence Crawford is better than Floyd Mayweather. If you don't believe me, look on the Fight Hub. There are receipts out there where Canelo said that. But I'm looking at Canelo's resume. He's fought Triple G 3 times. I don't really count the third one because Triple G was past it. But the first 2 were close fights, and I actually thought Triple G won the first one. He also fought Floyd Mayweather and Dimitri Bivol, which 2 guys he lost to. So if we were to say Crawford's a great fighter, 2-time undisputed champion, 4-division champion, a great fighter. But if we're going to say he's better, the toughest opponent that Canelo's ever faced, that would mean we have to put him over Triple G, Dimitri Bivol, and Floyd Mayweather. And I'm not ready to say that. I do think it'd be a competitive fight, but I'm not going to say it's Canelo's toughest fight just yet. We'll find out September 13th. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think. Do you think Terence Crawford could possibly be the toughest test in Canelo's career? Beezy, I'm gone.